Hey everyone, thank you for checking in. So nice to see you all during this week devotional video. Imagine this, suppose something miraculous happens to you and news of this miracle spreads quickly throughout your community, your county, or your state, and people from miles around come to see you and the result of this incredible event, right? So investigative reporters shows up and start talking to you and asking you pointed questions. And the next day, their news stories appear under headlines containing words like hoax or fraud or fake news. There never seems to be a shortage of skeptics. And even Jesus had to deal with skeptics despite the fact that he had performed many miracles. And some people would not even believe he was the Messiah. And look at what John writes in the Gospel of John chapter 12, verses 37 to 46. It says, "Even after Jesus had performed so many signs in their presence, they still would not believe in him. This was to fulfill the word of Isaiah the prophet. Lord, who has believed our message, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For this reason, they could not believe because, as Isaiah says elsewhere, he has blinded their eyes and hardened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, nor turn. And I would heal them." Isaiah said this because he saw Jesus' glory and spoke about him. And yet, at the same time, many, even among the leaders, believed in him. But because of the Pharisee, they would not openly acknowledge their faith for fear they would be put out of the synagogue. For they love human praise more than praise from God. Then Jesus cried out, "Whoever believes in me does not believe in me only, but in the one who sent me. The one who looks at me is seeing the one who sent me. I have come into the world as a light, so that no one who believes in me should stay in darkness." You see, John basically quoted from the Old Testament where Isaiah predicted that people would not believe. You see, this is hard to imagine since especially Jesus performed one of his most amazing miracles just the chapter before. In chapter 11, raising Lazarus from the dead. And sometimes people, they just never believe even when the facts are undeniable. And here's the thing, do you really believe that Jesus is the Messiah? How will you respond when friends, neighbors, classmates, and co-workers even are skeptical about your experience with God? Skepticism toward Jesus' identity and claims has always been the rule, not the exception. Most people will not believe our witness about Christ. Granted, that doesn't mean we shouldn't speak about Christ because Jesus didn't stop preaching and healing the day people first said, "So what?" He stayed faithful to the task the Father had given him. Regardless of how people responded, likewise, we need to commit ourselves to God's work faithfully, no matter how people react. You know, my encouragement to us is don't be discouraged. If your witness for Christ doesn't turn as many to him as you would like, you can control only your own actions, not other people's responses. Be a faithful worker and continue to reach out to others for Jesus. Remember this though, we can't live for the world and live for Christ at the same time. The Apostle Paul made it clear in 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 21. He said what? You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons too. You cannot have a part in both the Lord's table and the table of demons. In other words, you can't have it both ways. You cannot carry your cross and follow Jesus while holding on to your baggage. and we give our lives to Christ on a Sunday, then the rest of the week we live for the devil? And Paul tells us constantly to put our minds on God, to guard our minds and be aware the devil, because he prowls like a lion. And when all this is happening, there is no time to be wishy-washy about your faith in Christ. Either we follow Christ all the time or we don't. He doesn't want a lukewarm Christian. He doesn't want you to be lukewarm. He wants all-in followers. And the bottom line is we can't have it both ways. We can't be reborn to God if we refuse to die to our old selves. We can't carry Christ's cross if we are still hanging on to our own old baggage. So again, be faithful, be a faithful worker, and continue to reach out to others for Jesus. As usual, I would love to hear from you. Leave your comments below. Hit the like, share, subscribe button and the notification bell. God bless you all. Have a great week. Bye-bye.